Hello again. My name is Natalie of Handled by Natalie, and I've been doing a series of events for those couples who are engaged and for those who just are in the market to look for an event planner, because that's where my heart is, especially when it comes to our Christian faith-based events. But I wanted to just go over a general list of vendors that you may need for your wedding or for an event in general. So these are applicable to other events. Of course, we're going to need a venue. We're going to need a photographer, a videographer. You may need a psalmist, someone who sings, musicians. You may need a bartender. You're going to need a caterer because people want to eat. You definitely have to have decor. You're going to want someone who specializes in doing cakes for events. You may even need an officiant, treats, like candy apples and Oreos, someone who does personalized gifts. I've mentioned before that we do have a vendor that we use for jewelry, printed materials. Those are things that we can also handle at Handled by Natalie. Hair, makeup. You may even need someone to come in and provide daycare services. It has become somewhat popular and somewhat necessary, especially for weddings. We even do it when we host job fairs. We come in and we have people that provide childcare, because a wedding is not always the most opportune place for a child to be. A bride does not want to look back at her video or even during the actual ceremony and hear a child crying or hear a child, that someone needs to be disciplined. So we take care of that for you. If you're planning an event like a resource fair or a job fair, again, those are not the ideal events for children. Children, they have a totally different mindset. They don't have the patience for that. It's not benefiting them. So we can provide childcare. We try to take on events, and not try. We take on events with the thought process of, this is my personal event. In keeping with your theme, your idea, your goals, how would I want this to be executed? So we give you great service, great customer service. We try to execute flawlessly, but we also specialize in crisis. If something happens, rarely will you know about it until after the event. We have several contacts here in the CSRA, and we utilize them to your advantage. We negotiate with vendors for you. We have contracts. We maintain the contracts. Of course, you pay, but we maintain the contracts to make sure that the vendors are executing and giving you everything that they said they were going to give you according to the contract. And sometimes, because we are experts in this area, we're able to get a little bit more. When you're choosing venues, a lot of times there are amenities that come with those venues, and there are also requirements and rules. For example, if you are a decorator, if you're going to use candles, you have to have them in candelabras or hurricanes, like no open flames or no live rose petals, things of that nature. You may be required to have security as well as a fire marshal, someone from the fire department there as well. So those are things you want to know. When will you have access to the venue? And those are small details that you may not be familiar with. And they can really be aggravating to you because this is not your area of expertise. This is not something that you do all of the time. So I would strongly encourage you that if you are getting ready to get married, let's get married. That's Jagged Edge, not me. I don't own the rights to any of this music that I'm playing or that I sometimes sing. But if that's where you're going, if you're getting married or if you have an event, if you're having a church conference, if you want to have a funeral service, we even do funeral services. And we're able to print those obituaries. And we're able to make fans. We work with other vendors. Two of the vendors I work with, Sharice Kelly of Reese's Pieces. She does a lot of customized and personalized pieces for us. And of course, she has her own business and she does really well. And we also work with Sunita Freeman of Imagine That with S&E. They do personalized pieces as well. And they also specialize in treats. So that's the benefit that you get from working with Handled by Natalie and someone who is an expert in this area. And I am an expert in this area. I've been doing events really since I was in middle school. Again, my background is in public relations and I have a master's in public administration. So I'm able to work both sides of it. And I do it. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not bragging, but I do it really well. It's an area in which I excel. I've gone out and I've acquired other skills to put together with that skill set, just to make sure that I'm offering my clients the very best that I can. So if you're in the market for a wedding coordinator, a wedding planner, I do day of directing, so I'm available for that as well. If you have any printing needs, if you need programs, if you need program covers or invitations, or if you're just having an event and you need a conference packet put together, I'm the person for that. Contact Natalie Herrington of Handled by Natalie. I'm going to put my contact information. I will link it in the description below. And I look forward to working with you and your team so that we can bring excellence together and customer service together and help you meet your goals. Have a wonderful day.